Okay, you're live. I'm unmuting you.
Hello.
Hello.
А давай напишем что-то в чате.
Если хочешь, сюда можно ставить.
Мгм.
And so you have 4 человека уже and 3 thumbs up.
Мгм.
So, все, вы уже можете начинать.
15.
Great. Все, вы так просто
Мгм.
смотрите.
Все же это просто будет слышать и все, да?
Yeah, и все.
Всё.
Вы просто общаетесь, как это вот прям просто.
Мгм.
Right.
Будете уже
And,
начинать писать.
Я пишу вот так.
Здравствуйте.
Мгм.
Все, вы просто
Да.
общаетесь, как хотите.
Ну что, давай.
Да, уже время.
Я
Да, 3 часа ровно. Okay, so here we go. We're very happy to welcome everyone to our home for this incredible Q&A session. So you're welcome to send your questions in the chat. And we have a list of questions that we've received so far already. Yeah, I can see people joining from sunny Florida, Vancouver. Well, our weather is gorgeous here. It's 28 degrees Celsius here. Sunny.
Окей, Дэвид, я сейчас
Yeah, we're just like Florida. It's
that's
really nice. Yeah, we just got back from church and said our prayers for Mikhail, of course.
Сереге привет.
Мгм.
Здоровенько было.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, yeah, let's start.
talk.
So the first question on the list was for Vladimir, and what it was is, what is your favorite thing about Systema?
In the beginning, when I just started to study this, it was my favorite was every class was something different and new. And first of all, you meet so many people with different backgrounds, because lots of people come to check it out. And there was people, wrestler, boxers, everybody, kung fu. I remember one guy came, he was a very big kung fu master, very well known, not just in our city, in Moscow too. And you talk to everybody speak about Systema, about their style, and they
Compete?
not compete, just they cannot, how to say, connected their style with Systema as much. Of course, we all do movement, but they didn't say that, oh, this is my movement's better than the other movement or something. But what Michael those days can show, I was surprised for everybody, because I studied box, study karate, and suddenly study Systema. And what amazed me in Systema, it's different people usually study this, and nice people. Not aggressive as much, not that, how to say, is stupid, I guess, like I was before, or even now. But
No, that's not true. Чего такое говоришь?
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and of course, it's good to study something different every time. You figure out something different.
Mhm.
Like that.
So incredible movements in Systema and really incredible people. We got to know so many great guys and girls.
For sure.
Yeah, very good personalities, smart, kind people. So thank God for that. Okay, here's a great question from David. Спасибо. So in arts like karate, you can practice by yourself, kicking, strikes, forms, etc.
Sure.
Other than breathing methods, how can you practice movements in Systema by yourself?
Yeah. Through my understanding, when I studied karate or box, I remember when I did very good karate, I spend sometimes 5-6 hours per day just to train, for example, do yoga giri or mavasha giri or something. Just, do this. It was quite successful. But Systema, it's very interesting. It just, it's so hard to study this. Remember I told that story, found the stadium, stadium,
Stadium.
stadium. And I crawl up and down there,
Through the seats, the rafters.
through the seats. So it means, in a way, you can always find a way how to train yourself to make your body more flexible, more like what's it? Tommy Floyd said, agility, create new agility. You need to just let your brain to work, not to ask for people what they suggest. I like to, not to ask, just think what I can do. If I, for example, in Systema, what I like about Michael, he always did everything as one movement. For example, if he cut the bread, somehow knife, bread, and his movement, for example, cutting process, was as one movement. I didn't see how he grabbed the knife. I didn't see how he grabbed the bread. I just see the result of this moment. It was amazing. Yeah. No. I saw the cutting. See, I'm much better than you. Yeah, but see, it's like he grabbed the bread, grabbed the knife, and it was amazing. So that's what I like. It's like a fullness in system, fullness in the movement. Like it's a big thing.
So always look for ways how you can improve your movement.
Fullness. If you see it, you see it. Sometimes people sit and they start to,
adjust.
feel uncomfortable. I remember Michael did sitting, and he's that's it. He's snoring, and that's it.
Okay, here's another question. You've been teaching Systema for many years now. How has your understanding and teaching of the art evolved over the time? Эволюция. Как твое понимание?
Yeah, like in the beginning, it's the same everywhere. First, you're jerking, you're thinking, you sometimes mad, sad because it doesn't work. Then you understand it's not that important. Just you need to do the movement, and then you start to more relax. You're not that terrible towards yourself, and as a teacher towards your students. I try to understand everybody, see their strong points more than weak points. Weak points is good to study when you start to fight against the guy. Of course, strong point too, but weak points it's easy to damage the guy. But when he train, just be nice to people, I guess. But then step by step later, you start to be more wider, psychologically, physically.
Wiser.
Wider, not wiser, wider.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just I'm not talking about the thickness of the physical activity. It's just inside you start to feel like a pillow. When I told that story, when I start to wrestle with Michael, I grab him and I grab pillow. So interesting, but the pillow has not the end. It has the beginning, and that's it. It's like you cannot go deeper, but it's still pillow. It's very interesting.
Yeah, very nice. Okay, here's another question, Venkat. Can you talk about how Michael inspired you in teaching Systema and what training tips he has offered you and how he helped you overcome your weakness?
A very good question. I think Venkat, it's really say about Michael now. It's hard for me. It's still hard. Like I feel I still have pain about what happens, and it's still hard for me to speak. But to be in the bright side, wise side. It just he was incredible to always make joke of me, Give me that example when destroyed my ego, but meanwhile still stay a friend. See, that's what's important, because sometimes people even so your friends tell you the truth and you hate them because you don't like this type of truth. But somehow he was good enough to explain. Of course, it was painful because you think you're that good or something. But he always find the way how to push enough for you not to break you, not to destroy you. He's like a very good teacher, just enough for you to move you, even to the bedside. But he moves you there. It's not like you go. So he always, how to say, give you something to understand where you have weakness, where you have good things, and like I said, to be a friend.
He really led by example. He was always a complete example of calmness, of benevolence. Like no matter what, he liked everyone, and on a deep level, cared about every single person. He spoke softly, but it was always to the point. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we didn't see each other many years, and then I came to Moscow and with my wife, and he was there like a piece of sun, sun from the
Sunshine. Yeah.
sunshine. Yeah, it was very very interesting. I never see him like that. He's like I was incredibly like he smile a lot. So much warm comes around. Even my wife start to give me trouble. So why you don't know?
Why never did you bring me before? That was year 1999 when we first went to Russia together. Yeah, and Michael met us in the airport with the whole group of Systema people that came.
The world was happy, nice people,
it was great.
solid. What I like about Michael, he has that ability to keep his strength and even to, I'd say, pass this power to that place where he was before. It's like, sometimes, sorry to say that, some perfume. Some people was here, then left, and you smell it, right? But he has different, an example, like power. Even some people went to Moscow, come back, and for a couple of months, they have power from Michael. Maybe they cannot work like him, of course, but they have power.
Yeah.
It's like they move much better. They talk to you properly. That was very interesting.
Okay. Thank you for sharing this. Yeah, memory eternal. That's for sure. Okay. So let's go to the question that we have here. Okay, here's a good one. How to develop the power of strikes without hurting your partners?
I guess it's better way. You can always check yourself where you have tension inside your body. It doesn't matter if you sit, if you walk, if you move, if you talk. Even by talking, you need to see where you have tension. Then I believe everybody, through my experience, everybody has different levels of their ego, because you want to always prove it, you want to always show you can punch, you can hit, especially when you study this. It's easy to show. And then now I'm afraid sometimes to hit because I know it can hurt. I'm not that good to hit, not to damage the guy. So it's better for me hit him a little bit and to see if I'm right or not, than to hit him and damage him. You can always analyze who is in front of you, because some people are strong, some people are weak, but even some strong people, they have too much weakness because they do everything to create their ego. So it's better to, in the beginning, a little bit push the guy, try to see where his movement finished. For example, if I push some person in front of me, he starts to a little bit move back, and tension comes. So I know if I can hit him, it will be just don't pass that level when he start to hold himself. So if I hit him, it should be enough for him to hold the strikes, but not to fall, not to damage him physically. Push, guys. It's better to push, or you hit, let him hit you, then you hit him. It's good too.
Mhm. Okay, here's another good question from Kaya Training. Can you tell us something about the alignment of the feet, legs during a sit-up movement? You spoke about it briefly in the seminar in Nantes. Feet and legs during sit-up. Feet and legs during, not squat, sit-up. Как положение ног во время sit-ups?
If you talk about if you have problem with hips, I believe the feet should stay straight all the time, not like that. This is already you have some improper or tension or relaxation inside your hips. The hips start to be a little bit too weak. You need to hold your hips like that, and
so the feet are straight up, vertical.
Yeah, and you will see it creates some tension in your hips. So in this case, just what I like again about Systema, like two things I like quite deep, like no three. It's people, movement, and breathing. For me, at least, for me. So in this case, when you lie down and keep your feet straight, you will see some. One hip will go up, the other hip will be tight. You need to just breathe. And breathing should be like that. It's not necessary breathe right away where you have tension. You need to, for example, breathe with chest area first. So if you see your chest area relax, you can go down and relax your hips. That's it.
Mm-hmm. How important is pressure testing by sparring to you? Question from Vincent. How important is pressure testing by sparring? Когда спрингуешь, как под напряжением как бы работать.
It means like when you spar,
challenge.
You have a tension, right? That's what you mean.
It probably means the challenge of sparring.
If my suggestion, I guess it's up to you, of course, but my suggestion, don't spar, move. Because spar is just competition. Who will win, who is, stuff like that. A movement, you can do whatever you like.
So free movement.
Free movement.
Both partners?
It's the same like a sparring, but you put in the word in the head proper words. Move, move. Hit the guy, slap him, this and that. Enjoy. Movement is like it's easy. It's free. When you spar, it's okay, you have to win all the time or something. Yeah, spar it's a competition. We don't do competition as much because if you weaken a competition area, you want to win all the time. So it means you start to lose right away.
Okay.
At least in my point, when you win, then you start to be afraid to spar because, for example, you start to be older or injury comes, and then you're afraid to lose because you spar to win. I like move, Anyway, you will do spar anyway. Because look at us, we're full of ego, right? We want to win all the time.
Okay. Good question from Spencer. What are your thoughts on providing feedback to people? Sometimes people ask for specific feedback on their movement, and I find sometimes it may not be helpful to create more thinking.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Thanks. Very good. The best way, for example, for me, when I ask Michael too, first of all, he never answered right away. I don't even remember.
Yeah.
He's like he will take sometimes a minute or two or something. I believe one time I asked him, is that true or not? But just at least I try to do this if I remember this. I pray. right away, Lord have mercy on me, just in case, not to, give wrong answer. Because we don't know, maybe it's important for a person very much so, and he respects you a lot. All your words is very important for him. So it's better to, pray.
Take your time.
Take your time, yeah.
Mhm.
Because of course, people ask, we start to be proud. Oh, some people ask me, let me teach them too. Truly, I'm afraid of this. Of course, I teach all the time, but sometimes answers. Later, you understand. You said something wrong. It happens. So it's better to sometimes ask him a couple more questions. Why you ask? What's for? And if you have ability to analyze, that's the best way.
Mhm.
To analyze why person asks, why he sees like that, why he moves this way. So it's the best way.
Yeah, I remember sometimes Michael's answer was, "What's your name?" And then, I was translating, "What's the point?" He didn't want to talk to you about personal things. No, ask him, what is his name? And then something develops out of it. Yeah. So, yeah, I guess feedback is good, but don't rush. Okay, next question. Tyler, I've noticed you comment on several people recently that they are solid person inside. Could you elaborate more on what is this quality that you're able to see and how we can develop it? So the quality of being solid person inside.
Yeah, good question. No, it's hard to answer. It's just sometimes in that moment and that period of time, the person is very strong. He looks towards you properly, sits properly, talk to you properly, and but some people, I met lots of people, and they're very soft inside. So happy to see that because it's a good example how not to give up, stay strong, but not to be fragile, because sometimes soulness creates fragility too. Yes, you start to be solid for no good things, because you're not that smart and you think you're right. But lots of people solid around, a lot.
And the best exercise in Systema to develop that is the slow exercises, slow push-ups, slow squats.
It's different. No,
No? I noticed that
no. Maybe for you, no.
in the
It's
breathing
for-
class, yeah.
Yeah, no. It's different. Just the people with slow push-ups, they don't understand. They don't operate with time. For them now, time is so fast. They want to do push-ups, and run. Slow push-ups, it's destroyed their ability to understand time.
Mm-hmm.
They go too fast everywhere.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I want to imagine you stop time and you start to work on your physical and psychological activity inside. Man, it's so hard.
Yeah.
If you do this properly, I'm talking about properly, you breathe properly, you move down properly, you every millimeter or centimeter or half of the inch or something, you fight against, your thought, against yourself. It's very interesting.
Ну, и становишься сильным человеком.
Yeah, but it's so hard. It's very hard.
Okay. Next one. Sure. Are you familiar with the teachers of Mikhail? And what, in your opinion, is the history of Systema?
I don't speak
Origin.
Russian.
Yeah,
Maybe
the-
Valerie will translate, because the guy asked me in Russian language. Значит, с учителями системы я не знаю никого, кроме Михаила Васильевича.
Vladimir does not know any other teachers of Systema other than Mikhail.
И система, мне кажется, произошла в более-менее степени, ее развил именно Михаил Васильевич, на мой взгляд.
And in my opinion, it is Mikhail who developed this system.
Потому что он много раз говорил, что каждый должен развивать свою систему, то есть подсознательно так и говорил.
He said many times that each person can develop their own Systema.
Ну, так как нам трудно это сделать, потому что трудно, сил не хватает просто это сделать.
It's very hard for us to do. We don't have enough power.
Да, то есть нам повезло в нашей жизни, если кто видел Михаила, и сейчас есть возможность увидеть его. Нам повезло просто. Я считаю, что как мы гения встретили.
We've been extremely lucky, those of us who know Mikhail and those of us who can study from him, at least through videos. We've really encountered a major talent, Michelangelo type of style.
Я думаю, еще мы услышим о Михаиле в других вариантах, но я думаю, мы еще услышим о нем.
I think we'll still hear about him in many ways.
У меня сон недавно был, мы с Михаилом встречались во сне.
I recently had a dream where I met Mikhail again.
Он настолько был по-настоящему живой, как будто настоящий. То есть мы пожали друг друга, обнялись, там сидим, разговариваем. Его никто не видит, кроме меня. Там Лариса была, она его
And
не
it was very vivid. You know, we spoke as if it was real, shook hands, and no one else around, even his wife, could see him.
Нет, она не могла.
Не видела, да.
Да, и давай сразу спросить, ну как там?
So my first question, so what's it like there?
Интересно же знать, то есть я ему могу верить, потому что он меня не обманывал.
I believe him. He never lied to me.
Ну, говорит, там очень интересно, но пока мне интересно здесь.
He said that it's really interesting there, but so far I have big interest here as well.
То есть я понял, что он еще здесь поможет нам всем.
So I got it as an indication that he's going to continue helping us here.
Вот так.
So there
Just
it
like
goes.
that, yeah.
Okay.
Время,
Okay, last question.
Okay.
Okay, here's the last question. Can someone with no experience in Systema whatsoever sign up for Systema camp?
Why not? Really? In Systema people usually, what I like about this, everybody happy to explain each other how it's supposed to be. Seriously, in a nice way.
Many teachers.
No, in a good way. They're nice to each other because environment in the camp is very, very different, right? Because you can study in the field in the dark time, in the water, like especially in the water, because when the people ask me how you study in the water, I said, listen, the best way to watch how the people play in the water with a ball.
Handball team, yeah.
Because I have a friend who did that. First of all, this friend like an elephant, he's so strong. He's, he can keep his air in himself more than normal people, for sure, without even any panic, without anything. He can do lots of tricks to grab you by fingers, grab you by wrist, to put you under the water a little bit, hold you a little bit more. They grab, your pants.
Pull the bathing suit
down, man, they're so interesting people. I'd rather to study from them because they know more tricks than all the other who tell you we will teach you how to fight inside the water. Even professional people, those people incredibly good. So the camp is the best way because you check yourself in a field, like I said, in the water, in the forest, in dark time, morning time. So please come.
Rain and shine, yeah. It is a fantastic experience, and that we've waited 5 years for this camp to take place. Who knows when we're going to be able to have the next one.
Yeah,
so if you're still thinking about it, yeah, the early registration is until May 31st. So next week, yeah, please check out the videos and photos and descriptions that we have on the website. And call us if you have any questions. Call or email.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for
Thank you.
coming.
We hope to do it again sometime. And
if you like it, we'll do
please give us feedback, and we will be very happy to get more of your questions and more of your feedback.
And we will put lots of new materials.
Lots of new stuff coming to Patreon, including a few more lessons from Mikhail. Yeah, for next month.
Okay.
For next month.
Okay.
Okay. All the best. God bless.
Yeah, arigato, sayonara.